Greetings from Cuyahoga Falls. My name's Jehovah. Welcome to War of Rights. It's not Saturday, and this is not the UEC. We've been invited by Hood's Division to watch one of their excellent events, so special thanks to everybody in Hood's Division for allowing me to be here. And I brought a special friend with me, the one and only captain of the 8th Florida, Richard Hogg. Welcome to the channel, Rich.
Thanks for having me, mate. You know, what's better than watching a bit of War of Rights after work on Friday?
Yeah, no kidding. Having a couple drinks, chilling out a little bit. We got a bunch of friends with us on the stream, so thank you guys for being here as well.
I must say, I do love this community, man. It's always a good time.
And so we are at Hooker's Push. This is the very beginning of the Battle of Antietam. Historically, we had Durier's men coming through the field first thing in the morning. A couple of his counterparts got delayed and didn't really get there in time. And Douglas was actually out here with the Confederates in this very field. So what the Union wants to do is get out here and take this point of contention. But how do they do that, Rich?
Well, I was just going to say first, like, you know, if you want to see a bit of the history, Jehovah's got a fantastic video on this part of the battlefield from the historical perspective of Antietam, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
But yeah, this is a really interesting map. So early on in the UEC, we actually thought this was a definite Union map. That's when the Rebs would usually position one company on the stones on the right, and then one company on the stones on the left. But more recently, you don't have to do that. What you can do is use this ridge line at the back here. Position one unit on the stones near the ridge line, and then the other units sort of facing towards this open field here. And it makes it very, very difficult for the Union because they've got to come into this wide open area, which can quickly become a killing zone.
And as you can see, Hood's Division being no rookies, that's exactly what they're doing. We got Benelli and Captain Assassin here. Got the 18th Georgia doing exactly that, hiding behind the ridge line. We got guys in both sets of rocks. And Union's
these Georgians, that's where we like to be as the 8th Florida on this map. Like, you can really knock down some Union as they come out of this cornfield.
Yeah, it's gonna be another tough one for the Union. We just got out of the first battle, which was Nicodemus Hill. You can check that one out on the YouTube channel. And right now, the Union making their way into the corn.
Yeah, the Union came off a bit of a defeat on Nicodemus. There was quite a heavy casualty rate for them, but hopefully they can put something together for us here.
Captain Waffles of the 1st Cav leading the men through the field just like Durier did that morning in 1862. And he's going to run into a wall of Confederates just like they did.
How did the Rebs do it historically then? Did they sort of allow the Union to come into the open area, or did they kind of push up and engage them while they're in the cornfield?
So the Rebs kind of did what the 18th Georgia are doing here, except they were spread out all the way across this field in like a big long line, and then toward the east woods it kind of hooked back at an angle to the right, and so there were some Georgians over there as well. And so basically what Douglas told his men, they were all laying on the ground, and he basically told them, when you see a Yankee come through that corn, pick a row of corn, and when you see a Union, you just fire down that row. And so that's what they did, and they laid down a lot of Durier's men.
Yeah, I can only imagine it must have been hell for the Union.
Yeah, and on the left side, if you're from the Union perspective, on the left-hand side where these rocks are, a couple of Durier's companies actually came out here because there's a little bit of cover in the hills there, and they were able to actually get out a little bit, but then they got flanked by the 12th Georgia, and they had to split. So
it looks like we've got some Union sharpshooters doing exactly that though here.
They're trying it. This was this is one of Tisser's favorite moves on this map.
The Union, yeah, I remember we played split company, so I was leading half of our boys and then Tisha was leading the other, and we ended up going head to head, which was quite interesting.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, these sharpshooters right here. This gun that they get, I just don't know if it has, I don't know. It's not my favorite.
No, mine neither. I mean, as a rebel captain, like, obviously we don't get the opportunity to use these fancy modern weapons here that they've got, the breech loading sharps rifles, but you know, they've got a high rate of fire, but you have to really get up close to be able to hit with them. I don't think they're as accurate as the as the long rifles.
Well, don't these guys have those, what are they called? Those weird, I don't know, it's a weird sharpshooter rifle. All right, so
yeah, they got the Sharp's rifle, right, which is kind of, you can fix a bayonet to it, which is a little bit different to the Sharp's carbine, which the Cav get, which you can't.
So we've got Union all the way up on the fence here. Buckshot's moved his men of the 66th Illinois. They've come
This
pretty
is
far.
a really good move, good move, because, you know, like they can nullify this stone cover that the Rebs have here and just push all the way up. There's nothing stopping them.
Absolutely. So the left side of the Union looking pretty good. Right side not looking too shabby. They're aggressive. Here they come, straight out of the corn, not waiting.
Pushing up, yeah.
Deckard and his men moving up to the rocks.
And this is the problem with this rebel position behind the stones on the right flank, is that you're so advanced, and the Union can very easily get past you on the left and also get past you on the right, right? So it quickly becomes like a very, very sticky position.
Holy shit, the Confederates have pulled a gun up to these first rocks. That is something I've never seen. Wow.
Very nice, though. Very nice.
Yeah, Major T standing by this gun. What a beautiful sight.
Hopefully they can make it hell for the Union if they stay too stationary, you know.
Yeah, man, that's something else. Where the hell did they get that? Where does that gun even come from?
So it's basically, you know, from Hagerstown Turnpike map. It's the rebel guns that they have on there, right?
Oh my God, all the way. So they've been pushing that son of a bitch the whole time.
Now they've got to push the ammo up, right?
Now they got another one in the middle of the field.
Yeah, so the Rebs get like one battery that's kind of like off to the southeast, and then they also get one that's off to the west near the woods here.
Dude, if these rebels are pushing this gun to the point of contention,
yeah,
it's gonna be real hard.
And the Union needs to push in the open field up on that, right? So it's going to be challenging for them.
Yeah, and right now they seem to be happy just being in the rocks. You know, early on in these matches, there's a lot of musket fire, people trying to get one or the other into breaking, but as the attacker, you really got to take the advantage. And unfortunately for the Union, they've attacked both maps tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, I always prefer attacking to defending, because, like I said in the last match, you know, as an attacker, you have the initiative. You can decide where the engagements happen, and you can decide how many guys you've got in that engagement as well, right?
That is true, and you get more tickets.
It looks like the Union's moving back, though. I should imagine they're moving back to get a bit of cover, get a few guys back, and then they might push up on this right side here.
Well, I do like the fact that they're at least consolidating a bit, but I thought they were, but they just kind of ran right past them.
Yeah, here they go. This is what I thought they'd do. So they're going to push onto the Hagerstown Turnpike, and they're going to follow that road all the way up, and then negate the cover that the rebels have. So very good move if they do that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, historically, this is kind of what happened in the real battle. So Doubleday was actually back down the turnpike toward the Miller farm, and he sent two of his brigades on the left side of the turnpike and two on the right side of the turnpike. That battle technically in this game takes place in the Hagerstown Turnpike battlefield. It was a little bit later in the morning, but it was right around the same time, and that's how they pushed Douglas off this field. I mean, Douglas was already shot dead by that time, but that's how they pushed him off this field.
So I'm guessing the Louisiana Tigers came up on the Hagerstown Turnpike and then got hit by Doubleday's guys on the flank, right?
Hard by the Iron Brigade.
Yeah. I mean, as a rebel, like, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Union companies, but yeah, I can give a lot of respect to the Iron Brigade.
And as a matter of fact, if you look here, represented is the Iron Brigade. We're looking at them, and that's the 23rd New York right now, 126th New York. Deckard's men, they're wearing the black hats of the Iron Brigade.
Yeah, those black hats were, they were seriously tough fighters.
Yeah, those, you know, Wisconsin, man, they're tough bastards up there.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of work at Antietam. They did a lot of work at Gettysburg. Like, I'm sure they did a lot of work in some of the other battles as
well. They did a lot of work. That's all you can say about them. They were everywhere. I mean, they were Dawes and his men were at Culp's Hill at Gettysburg. They took Culp's Hill.
Yeah, and they were at McPherson Ridge as well on the first day, right?
Yeah, they were no joke, man. And Dawes was one of the guys leading his men down this part, and you see the Union doing it. They're coming down the turnpike.
Yeah, here they
Very
go
similar.
with balls of steel. They're going to push up.
Waffle's just taking a shot. So I like this aggressive play.
Sergeant Plaster-Irons leading his boys forward.
I like this aggressive play. I'm following them right now too. Let's see
And
what
they've got
sergeant-
some, is that Rebels or Union on the Hagerstown Turnpike over there as well?
Those are Union.
Yeah, so they've
Got a
got a
little cover.
perfect position here to take these rocks from the Rebs.
And there's not a lot of Rebs here, actually. So 5th Texas, oh, you see the Q-tips running for it. Major T's here. And he's thinking better of it. Captain Zach.
I'd say it was even on men, but I mean, you know, when you've got the momentum behind you, it helps a lot. And the guys are coming in to support from the turnpike as well, which is a perfect move here.
Yeah, but the Tennessee coming in to support. But, oh, yeah, look at all those Yankees coming in from the turnpike. First Cav
coming in, yep, from the flank, yep.
Great move by the first Cav here.
And now the Rebs, you know, they really can't take this position back without taking a lot of casualties here.
Yeah, and there's a couple rebels left kind of hiding in and amongst the rocks, but that gun is silenced. And first Cav.
Yeah, it looks like the Rebs have won it, actually.
Yeah, they sure did. Look at this, and now 1st Tennessee, 18th Georgia coming in. I'd say
I'm very surprised by that. I thought the Union would have it there, but yeah, great job from the Rebs.
I tell you, when the 18th Georgia shows up, it's lights out. Dude, they have 4 fucking guns on this hill. Jesus Christ. These guys are
like
serious.
I said, you know, if the Union was able to take this position and steal one of the guns off the Rebs, that would have been a very, very nice move for them.
Dude, this has got to be the best artillery position I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the Union, they can't hide on the cornfield fence line like they usually do, because you know they're just going to be facing down these big guns.
Yeah, and the Illinois, who did that great push to the left to push the Confederates out of the rocks, now they're setting ducks to all that artillery just bearing down on them. Yeah, it's really getting bloody here.
Are the Union operating their cannons?
Well, the Union cannons are up on Matthews Hill, so I bet they are. Let's get back there. But, you know, I've shot these cannons before just screwing around, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
You just can't see, so I don't know what they'd be shooting at. But yeah, they do have a group out here. Just one gun, it looks like.
The problem with it as well is, as a Union gunner, like, you know, the Rebs can move around a lot. Like I said before, you know, they've got that good ridge line that they can use for cover, so it's not like they have to stick in one place as well. So, yeah, shooting from this range is going to be very tough for the Union.
Yeah, and the Minnesota boys and Raider, and he's they've in the fence on the corn, but just a matter of time before an artillery shell hits those guys. I mean, this position, the Confederate guns are literally on the highest point of this field, almost directly behind the point of contention.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic position.
Yeah, and as a rebel commander on this map, like you know, if the Union stacks up on the cornfield, that's what you want to see, because you know, you don't necessarily have to fight them. You know, you can just let them stay there, waste their time. They have to come for you.
Yeah, that's a fact. And 5th Texas and 18th Georgia, they've got those rocks back. American flag laying on the field here. Guys are talking
the Union has made some good work on the left flank here. Like, you know, they've got into quite an advanced position. If they can swing right now and start putting some pressure on the Rebs from behind, you know, they might be able to make something work here.
Yeah, and Hardy made a comment in the chat. Thanks, Hardy, about, you know, with practice, it's hard, but you could actually dial in those rocks. And so that's right.
Yeah.
You know, if you get in here and you practice all the time, you could probably hit some pretty good points in the field. I would think you would want to, and I don't know how these companies play, but you'd almost have to have somebody on Discord spotting from the fence to tell you where your shells hit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, you can dial in positions, right? Because you've got plenty of time to do it. But, you know, the Rebs don't have to stay in one place on this map. Like, you know, they can shift around. They can use this ridge line for cover. You know, they can essentially move all the way from this gun position at the back all the way up to those stones and be completely protected, you know? So
Yeah.
it's very challenging, yeah.
I've always thought it would have been awesome if they would let the rebels go further into the cornfield,
Yeah, yeah.
because you pretty much die at that fence. Well, the Illinois, they're trying to get a corner on these guys. The guns are turning this way, and the Union has made it all the way up to the trees.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Like, I mean, if they can get the rebel artillery to focus on them, then they're giving their teammates a good chance. It's just whether their teammates exploit that.
Yeah, and it's the Illinois. They're a smaller company here, but they're doing a really great job. If they could just get some help from the rest of the army, they could really put a really hurting a bad spot on these guns up here. But the rebels have consolidated in the rocks, and it's the fifth Texas and 18th Georgia. So that spells doom.
Yeah,
It really does.
I mean, again, you know, I'll say this, like, you know, this is a problem. Like, obviously, you know, line battle and closed rank tactics. Like, on the surface, it looks like the worst tactics. You know, it looks better to spread you guys out a little bit. Like, you know, get a bit of space between you, like in terms of taking casualties and stuff. But, you know, the problem with that is that you get fixed into a position, you lose a lot of momentum, and momentum is really what carries it, like in War of Rights.
Yeah, I agree, and you can really feel it shift during these battles.
Yeah, that's why it's such a good game. Is that, you know, like carrying the momentum and it swings from one team to the other. Like, you know, that's why I really love this game.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to Hood's division. They stick together really, really well, and it's one of the criticisms that a lot of the North American groups have to the European communities, that that they're not dynamic enough. But I don't think they're watching our channel, because UEC is very dynamic, and I'm just waiting for the day. I can't afford a server. I wish I could, because if I could, I'd be setting up events, North Americans against Europeans, and because I want to see a company that does line battle versus a company that just goes out and does independent fire.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see for sure.
Well, maybe we can talk Major T into getting these Hoods boys over there and trying to figure something out.
Yeah, I would say anytime, any place, but we only play on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, right? So I can't say that.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of guys it's in the middle of the night in Europe. I know a lot of you guys listening, Hogg's got a funny accent, but he's actually living in Canada. So,
oh yeah,
on the
man,
West
like,
Coast.
It's tough for me, man. I moved to the Pacific Northwest very recently, and yeah, I'm playing my War of Rights at like 10 or 11 in the morning, mate. So yeah, it's, as long as I can get a coffee in me, then I'm usually all right. But like, unfortunately, it's a bit too early to have a drink as well, you know.
Well, Hood's division had enough of the Illinois, and they've come up here and cleaned out this area.
Yeah,
on
they've
their
done a
right-hand
good job.
side.
Yeah.
And it's starting to rain here.
Yeah, it's going to make it more challenging for the gunners, I guess.
Well, those are probably lots of tears from Union mothers. But we got another Union charge into the rocks here. Confederate flags landing on the ground.
The Confederates, they're reacting quickly here. Like, you know, it's what you want to see.
And you hear the Union with the huzzah. The Confederates are engaged. But here come the 18th Georgia. Can they do it again? It's like AP Hill.
50-50 here. Like, I'm not sure who's going to win this with this engagement here.
Got guys playing music, so I can't get too close. Don't need to get flagged. Yeah, the Confederates, they
Looks like the Rebs have got it, yeah.
Yeah, they just got too many men to
I mean, they may have held this position, like, you know, obviously that's a good thing, but like, you know, they're engaged, the Union's battle ready, like, obviously the ticket advantage is going to the Union now, like, you know, all they've got to do is get those Rebs down to break in. get their whole team on the point, and then make the Rebs work for the victory, you know?
Yeah, and they haven't given up on this left side. I'm really impressed. These Illinois guys, they are sticking tough on this left-hand side, and they're really drawing a lot of Confederate attention this way. So if they can get the rest of the army to come over this way, they might have a chance.
I saw a bit of a blast about 30 seconds ago as well, so it looks like the Union have got this stone position here dialed in, which is definitely going to help them out.
That'd be advantageous for sure. Too bad they don't know about that hill full of Confederate guns.
yeah, there's quite a big battery going on over here, actually, yeah.
And the Union on the move once again. I like the aggressive style. So,
I mean, this has got to be a bit of an advantage for the Union, though. I mean, like, you know, how many guys have the Rebs got on cannons right now? There's got to be at least 20, right? At least, like, you know, at least a fifth of their team is on the cannons, right?
it feels like it's about 16. And, you know, that might be the idea that they're using more cannon to try to kind of even out the number of muskets in the field.
I always think putting men on the cannons is good, but, like, putting too many men on the cannons and, like, you know, making your infantry side weaker is going to lose you a game.
I'll tell you what, these Illinois boys, they got some serious balls. They're coming right up on the JD here and the Palm sharpshooters. And they're kind of wavering, falling back. Lieutenant Blondie cavalry trying to hold on. But Sergeant Dad and the boys are getting a lot of heat from these Illinois guys.
They're doing a very good job of drawing a lot of the attention to the side that they're not really attacking on, right? So, you know, all the rebel guns are firing on this side at the Illinois. One company out of like 4 or 5. Like, if the other companies can get together a little bit and make a concerted push for these rocks on the other side, like, I'm quite confident that they might be able to put the Rebs on the back foot.
Well, I still like this. I still like this Confederate strategy because they're still all over the field. I mean, this is a pretty small Confederate company over here holding up the Union, and you know, about the same size. So, Union they just need to get more men to follow these Illinois guys over here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, like, spreading out is good because you can cover all sides, but at the same time, like, if you're doing that as a defender, you know, you can open yourself up if the attacking side concentrates their forces, right?
Well, the Confederates got a little anxious and they went right in after those Union, and you hear the rebel yell. Both sides now engaged.
21 minutes to go. Like, I think the Union really needs to get them down to taking losses in the next 5 minutes if they want a good chance to win this one.
Absolutely.
Let's see what the Union does here. Like,
they're coming out of the corn. Like Field of Dreams, coming out of the corn, materializing are the Union.
But the problem is, right, you know, like, they look like they're coming out of the corn a bit more, like, concentrated, right, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you know, they're coming out of the corn, they're getting on the stones.
And stopping.
That gives the opportunity for the Rebs to just reinforce this side, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then the door's shut on them, they can't do anything. Like, what I'd be doing if I was a Union commander right now is I'd be getting all the Union forces together, organizing them in the corn, and then coming out and hitting them hard and quickly.
Yeah. Easier said than done, I'm afraid, especially with so many companies, you know. And I think once these guys, hopefully they'll watch this and they'll look at it and say, man, we may have missed an opportunity here on the left with the Illinois doing that, doing good work over here.
I mean, they could even send the whole team up the left side and just push quite high up, right?
Yeah, because unlike Nicodemus Hill, this is a long front for the Confederates to cover. 18th Georgia's doing a great job of it, but the Union concentrating all their forces on the right-hand side now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty typical for this battle. I mean, I see this all a lot on this.
Yeah. I just feel like, you know, especially if the enemy units are firing independently, like, even if you were in close ranks and moved, like, it's very, very difficult to hit a moving target, right? So, you know, as long as if all your guys have loads in closed ranks and you're moving, you know, you can really get onto the flank of the enemy shooting independently, deliver a pretty spicy volley from close up, and then get in there with a bayonet, and that's the way to take a point, right?
Well, I do like what the Union's doing, at least in the fact that they are consolidating. This is going to be key.
Hey, Xavier.
Yeah, they're concentrating on this right side now. They need to just, you know, make sure everyone's got their loads, everyone's got their bayonets, and push up.
But it looks like right now they're still kind of hanging in the rocks. 19 minutes to go. They don't have a long time, and I love this strategy by the 18th Georgia. Just they're waiting in reserve. I mean, they're literally waiting to see where they're needed and running to that spot. It's just that's the way they did it in real life, and that's the way it needs to be done. That's one of the things that you don't get a lot of opportunities to do because, you know, a lot of especially like in the UBC, because there are so many big companies, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to hold one in reserve.
Yeah, and also like you want to get your privates fighting, right? At the end of the day, it's a game. But I mean, you know, the 18th are doing the right thing here. You know, they're staying in cover. They're not wasting tickets by just trading against the Union from a bad position. You know, they're waiting for the Union to come and push up, and they're reacting to that. But it looks like the Union's coming now, and the 18th are reacting straight away. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly right. Just like we called it. Union makes a
strategy.
push. Yep, and here come the 18th.
Corporal Go Ham is going ham right now.
Major T's got the pistol. Was his name Go Ham?
It was, yeah. Corporal Go Ham was going ham, yeah.
Oh man.
But you see the Union, right? You know, they thought, oh, there's only like, what, 15 rebs on that stone wall, on the stone, sorry, not the stone wall.
Yep.
You know, they pushed up, like, and then all of a sudden you've got half the rebel team coming up on you, right?
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. They actually, I'll give them credit. Once they saw the 18th flood in, they actually left the area. They didn't just stay there and all get killed. So a lot of those guys survived that fight.
Yep. But yeah, very good reserve play from the 18th. Like, they're doing a really good job, yeah.
This is textbook. I mean, they're doing, you know, if you're talking about a competition league, you know, whether you like line battles or you like this kind of fighting, whatever, this is how you win a competition battle. Like this, having a reserve and putting men where you need them when you need them. And they're just doing a perfect job of it.
Yeah, obviously there's differences in style between the UEC and the North American community events, but you know, I think these 18th Georgia guys are doing a really great job for the Confederates here.
Yeah, I could see them. Going toe to toe with anybody in the UEC. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a Mighty 88 go up against a Hood division.
I'd like to see that too, mate.
Well, the rebels.
It looks like the Rebs have got the rock position on the right. I guess the Illinois have been pushed back a little bit here.
Yeah, they got tired of the Illinois shooting them in the back, so Illinois is stuck on the fence right now.
You see, like now, like what I mentioned earlier, right? You know, the Union really needs to get the Rebs down to taking losses with about 15 minutes to go. You know, otherwise it's going to be challenging for them to get them down to breaking, right? So. You know, I think the Union needs to be a little less apprehensive. You know, not give a crap about how many casualties they're taking, and just try and start putting some hurt on the Rebs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they can actually pull that one off. Man, it's gonna be. You know, because I'm sitting here thinking, all right, because they don't have the point of view that we have. Obviously, we can see. We're the eye in the sky. We can see everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, do they even know that the Georgia are in reserve? Why? How did they just show up? They just always are there. It's like
from the Union position, they've got no way of seeing it at all. Like even seeing the flag, like you know, I mean, like from the overhead perspective, you don't really get a feel for like how undulating the ground is, right? Like, you know. These hills that the Rebs have got, this ridgeline that the Rebs have got, it can protect all of you guys, right? You know, you don't have to stand on the top of the hill and fight. You can wait for the Union to come to you and then just concentrate on them.
Well, let's highlight some of these 1st Tennessee and 18th Georgia doing such a great job. Everybody's doing such a great job. But look for your name, boys. Welcome to the channel. We're glad to have you. And you're doing a hell of a job. 14 minutes to go. 14, almost 15 minutes to go. Union's really got to get aggressive here.
Yeah. I mean, they've tried the rocks. Like, why not try the side that the Illinois was going up, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's it's something that's always underused on this battlefield, in my opinion, is that left side for the Union.
I mean, you know, the Rebs haven't got much on that side. Like, they could push up all the way to the cannon position, and then they could use the, you know, they could use the ridgeline against the Rebs, right?
Yeah, these sharpshooters, though, they're a pretty tight group. There's not a lot of them here tonight, but man, they can shoot. And I forgot.
I've got to say, I think the Illinois have been the standout Union regiment on this map. Like, I think they've made some good work. Like, it's just a shame that the rest of the team hasn't been able to take advantage of the opportunities they've opened up. But again, that's due to like the good reserve play from the 18th Georgia, right?
Right, and you could also say with so much heat being sent to the other side of the field that Illinois is not getting as much attention either. So, you know, it's like a flip of a coin.
They did take the attention of the cannons, though, right?
They sure did.
Yeah. So I can't blame them for being in a skirmish position if they're getting heat from four rebel cannons, right?
Dude, the other, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago. I think it was the Hagerstown Turnpike. Your guys were getting shot up by the Union. You could hear the bullets bouncing off the cannons. And
oh, I know, yeah, it's so funny, man.
And Hoffman was like, "What the hell?"
But yeah, man, like honestly, like you know, in the UEC style where we've got close ranks and stuff, like artillery is just anxiety inducing as a captain of infantry, man. Because,
oh yeah.
You know, every 20 to 30 seconds, you're expecting a big hit to come in, right? Especially with some of these artillery groups, like, you know, we were talking about it earlier, like the 51st, the 8th Alabama, like the 52nd. You know, I must say Mormon's Battery as well, but like, you know, every 30 seconds, you're expecting like half of your guys to be dead.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it because it is something to see on the channel, I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of limbs and things, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was just this last week. There were 2 arms laying up on the fence.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jefferson Davis's boys and the Palm Sharpshooters, they're still holding these rocks on the right-hand side, holding up the Illinois, and it looks like...
Yeah, they're nullifying the Illinois a little bit here, actually.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job, yeah.
And the rest of the Union kind of just hanging out at the rocks, waiting to see which way it goes. I mean, there's still 12 minutes, but it's not a lot of time.
You see, again, the Union's pushing the right flank. They've kind of stopped at these rocks here. You know, they're giving the Rebs time to react. Like, you know, they need to be a bit more aggressive, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to conceal your movements as a Union on this mount.
It is, yeah.
But here they go. They're going straight for the point. They've had enough of this shit.
This is a good move, yeah. Go to the point, draw the Rebs to the point, and then if you send a unit around the right to the Hagerstown Turnpike, which they seem to be doing,
yes,
like, you know, they can get behind them, yeah.
But they're turning back around. The ones that were going to the right are coming back to the left. So I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah, they should have pushed up the right, yeah.
But they are on the point of contention.
See what Georgia does. Which way is Georgia going to go? Are they going to go to the point, or are they going to go left?
Well, now we're going to see what those artillery pieces for the Confederates can do to these Union guys. They've been waiting for this.
They unfortunately... Oh, Jesus, that was a good one. 3 of them shot over. I thought that was it, but then the 4th one, Jesus.
Oh my God. Private Jester. He's got the flag.
Dang, man, dang.
And now the 18th coming over the hill to do the rest of it.
Delivering a powerful volley on them, yeah.
Brigadier.
They're falling back. They can't stay here.
Yeah, Raiders like, God damn it, why couldn't we get the whole army to follow us like I asked?
I feel bad for the Union guys that went to the point here because they did their job. The other 2 units, like, they didn't do their job in that they didn't push the right flank. They kind of cowered it out a little bit there, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised by that because I thought that was the perfect thing. They were doing a pincer, right? They were pulling some to the right, some to the left. They were going to hit them, and they came back to the rocks. So
they drew the reserves to the center, which is the point. You know, then they could have outflanked the reserves, which is the 18th Georgia, right?
Well, here they come now. First cav. Raider, he's not done. He may have left the point of contention, but he's coming straight back for Major T and the Confederates in the rocks. Raider, using the pistol.
I just don't think they're going to be able to do it with the 18th playing the way they are right now.
And now you hear the rebel yell. They are taking losses, and here comes the flood of the 1st Tennessee and the 18th Georgia. We've seen this all night long.
Yeah. Yeah, the Union really needs to take stock after this defeat here, and really work out what they're going to do. Because, I mean, you know, the strategy they had of going to the point and outflanking would have worked if they'd have committed to it. But I think they need to try and think of something else here, because you know, the Rebs have really got this down to a T.
I'll tell you what, man. The way Hood's, I know Hood's division, and that's a great name, and Hood was a great division commander. I'll leave it at that. But these guys are fighting like AP Hill. They are where they need to be when they need to be there, and it's really impressed by Hood's division tonight. And that's not taking anything away from
to do it,
and not taking anything away from these Union guys. They're fighting their asses off too. It's just, boy, it's hard when you come up against a group like these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, you know, the Rebels, they've got a very good strategy for both of these maps, like Nicodemus, the previous one, and this one as well. The Union seems to be a little bit more, not disorganized, but, you know, a little bit more incoherent in terms of their plan, right?
Yeah, smaller units. Ooh, we did get a Union shot here on the Confederate artillery, but didn't do much damage. But
there was
you hear the huzzah.
There's a shell that went off right above the 18th Georgia as well, actually, but unfortunately didn't kill anyone. I was surprised about that.
It did something because the huzzah is way in the background, and now the Confederates are taking losses. Union is hanging in there, but they've only got 8 minutes left.
Yeah, I just don't think they've quite got enough time here. Like, you know, I think what the Union are really kind of wanting to do is get the enemy down to breaking and then capture the point quickly, which is a very good strategy. But if you're going to do that, then you've got to be a little bit more sort of aggressive to get those kills.
I'll tell you what, the Illinois, man, they are still just plugging away here. And
yeah,
they're killing the shit out of these the sharpshooters and these Jefferson Davis guys. But they're Jefferson Davis and the palm shooters, they're hanging on too, so. Ooh, big blast. Union has finally got their artillery dialed in on these Confederate guns.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, is it worth shooting the Confederate guns, right? You know, like, I think targeting the infantry would be like a lot more valuable to the Union right now, especially with only a few minutes to go here.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, that's probably the only damn thing they can see.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, true, yeah. I mean, I'd really like to see like a Union push on the left flank with Illinois here, and you know, if they're able to very quickly get up to the ridgeline and force the Union the Rebels to come to them, you know, that'd be a good move. But it seems that they're going to try the right side again.
Yeah, a lot of American flags coming through that corn.
Yeah. Again, like I said, you know, they're stopping on the state rail fence. You know, well, they're taking artillery fire on the state rail fence as well. You know, they need to get organized and push hard when they can see the enemy. You know, because otherwise they're just giving the Rebs a chance to react.
Well, and the way these hills work, if you were a little bit further to the left of the current Union position over here, you actually have cover by those hills. Yeah. Where the Confederates really can't see you.
Through the center, you can move up to the point without much resistance. You know, and then if you had a couple of units, like the bulk of your force in the corn on the right side, to do that pincer movement we mentioned earlier, like, you know, I think they could really take that stone position. And you know, once they've taken that stone position, the Rebs have to attack them, right? So, you know, that's when they start getting the kills.
We got Sergeant Jagger here running his own gun. He's the guy shooting at that fence and doing it with a Parrott rifle. So yeah, these Yankees, they can't stay in one spot. It's just going to be death. But
yeah, I mean, the Rebels have got like about 6 cannons going at the moment, right? Like, you know.
But let's give the Union credit. Hey, the Confederates are taking losses, so that's nothing to shake your finger at. They've done a good job.
Yeah. And also, they've got a long way to travel from the spawn, right?
A long way.
Yeah, you know, it's all well and good me saying, like, you know, push up and, you know, but if you get your company wiped, it's going to take you another 5 minutes before you're back in action.
And the Rebels also have to come from the West Woods, so I like that map because of this. Both of them have to run a long way.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, I'm hanging out here with the 18th Georgia and 1st Tennessee.
They're singing, yeah.
They're singing. Having a great time.
Singing some Dixie. They've done a great job, like, you know, keeping the morale up even though they're in reserve. But, you know, okay, they might not be involved in every conflict, but you know, when they get involved, they clean it up, right? So you know, it's good for them.
Well, and you know, and it really speaks to the discipline, because to ask guys to come and play, and our role is going to be reserve, and we're going to be there at the hottest spots, but we're also going to be just standing around for most of the battle. That's tough. A lot of guys aren't going to be willing to do that, but they're doing a great job.
It is. Yep, so the Union really needs to get their act together with 4 minutes to go. Let's see what their strategy is for taking this point.
They're coming out.
It looks like they're coming out. Yeah, they're coming out. It looks like they're all going for the point here, which is a bad move, I'd say. I think they need to send at least one company right to do that pincer that we mentioned.
Yeah, otherwise they're just going to draw the 18th out to them, so we'll see how this works. That's a lot of blue.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Rebs here, because you know, they need to come out and attack the Union here, right? So
yeah, they do. And that red line's bleeding away. 3 minutes is plenty of time in this kind of position.
Very quickly, yeah.
But we got to see, can they withstand a charge from the 18th? They haven't been able to do it yet. 18th got the muskets firing. Oh, artillery.
Right, bleeding back, you see. Like, the 18th is standing at the top of the hill, just shooting down onto them. The artillery is shooting down onto them. Like, you know, there's not much the Union can do here.
No, and the Union being at, you know, just open fire, they're not really able to put any kind of concentrated fire on the enemy, so they might hit one or two, but they might not. Man,
yeah, like as we mentioned before, you know, the Rebs can use the ridgeline, and the Union's really in the killing field here. Like,
I'll give them credit. Buckshot and the boys, they got balls. They're standing here. They're waiting for it. Raider, they're moving. They are tired of that fucking artillery, and they're going right after it. I don't blame them at all.
Got a bit of a moral victory on the cannon there,
yes.
I think.
Stab every one of those Q-tip wearing motherfuckers. Here they come.
Yeah, silence the cannons. Like, I reckon they may be able to draw some of the Rebs towards them, as they're doing now. Hopefully they can hold their ground against these Rebs.
I don't know. Those are the 1st Tennessee and 18th. Here they come. If the Yankees can hold them off, it'll be the first time tonight. And it's not looking good.
Not looking pretty.
Lieutenant Hunt is thinking that his war might be over. He's trying to run the hell out of here.
Yeah, the Rebs really really commanded this field on this map.
And the Union,
like they did on Nicodemus as well.
And the Union now breaking as the attacker once again. This is a death knell in the coffin of the Union Army right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 1 minute 30. I'm not very sure that they've got enough time to put another attack on here.
Yeah, I don't even think they can get here in that amount of time for how far they are.
Yeah.
And give it to the Jefferson Davis and the Palm Sharpshooters. They've held off the Illinois on the right as well.
Yeah, they've really nullified what I would say is probably the best Union threat so far, which is the Illinois pushing up on the left flank. Yeah.
Yeah, but great battles, very entertaining. I love how it's so much different than the UEC. You know?
Yeah. I mean, as like a captain in the UEC, like I don't get to see you know, a lot of different styles of play, like a lot of different positions are played. Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, Major T, he's the one that allowed us in today, so I'm looking at you, Major. Thank you for letting us watch this awesome battle. It has been textbook. And here come the Union.
Now Georgia's coming up to get a bit of action after their disciplined reserve play earlier on.
Yeah, they know it's over now. 20 seconds left, and 1 or 2 Yank. Oh my God! a single poor private just got blasted by an artillery piece. Oh my God! Here they come. Look at this.
Yeah, here comes Georgia to finish off the day. Yeah.
Oh my God! Brutality. Woo!
Wow, very well played from Hood's division. I think you know, they just coordinated very well, and that was a little bit too much for the Union today, unfortunately.
Yeah, just all night they just were on point. So congratulations to Hood division. And listen, we're not talking shit about the Yankees either. They did a hell of a good job against such a major force.
Yeah, two very difficult maps, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had a lot of fun tonight. I don't know about you.
Oh, mate, I had a blast as always. Like, it's even better to be on the stream than watching it. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, if you guys like that, hit that like button. Consider subscribing. Check us out on Twitch. Give us a follow, maybe a sub. All the money goes back into the channel. It's not going into my pocket. So we're trying to grow and put more eyeballs on this game and get more great people to join us every week. So, Hogg, while we're here, why don't you go ahead and just promote anything you can. Promote your unit, your YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like shameless plug for the 8th Florida. Like we play every Saturday, every Friday in the UEC. If you're interested in line battles, you can't find a regiment that's much better than us. So check us out on War of Rights forum, Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and hey, if you're a young guy and you got all the time in the world, you're living in your mom's basement, there's no reason you couldn't hop on and join a European unit. They fight at totally different times than the North Americans for the most part. You wouldn't be betraying your guys either, so you just never know. And that goes the same for the European guys. Want to stay up late? Want to hang out with some North Americans and see what it's like to not fight in a line battle situation? A lot of these northern companies or these North American companies would be happy to have you on a part-time basis as well. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hogg, thank you for being here, man. It's been a fucking blast. I really had a great time.
Thanks for having me, man. Like, I'd love to do it more often, but obviously I've got a duty to my men in the 8th Florida, right? So, but yeah, I've had a blast, man. So thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, normally I only hear your voice when you're telling the Union to run back to Lincoln, so. All right, guys. Well,
I must say that's one of my favorite things to do, mate.
It was really funny. All right, so guys, thank you again for being here. Until next time, my name's Jehovah, and I'll catch you later.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Goodbye.